Hello everybody, and welcome back to Starward Rogue. I was recording an episode a little bit earlier, but it crashed on me, but apparently it didn't label it as a loss, so we still have our 1 win streak. So pretty much nothing happened. I just got to like the 2nd floor and then I was in one of those... Oh. It's starting up again. It's starting me where I left off. Basically not much happened on the 1st floor. I picked up the corrosive module, got max health and improved fire rate. And so we're going to start on the 2nd level. This item is different. And this over here is the room that crashed on me. So this is mission. This is a different thing as well. Alright, so this is avoid the rebound. I can do that. The last one was called like... Oh, jeez. Last one was just like, you have to run away from them. And like turn on your sprint and stuff. Which I think was actually easier, but I died like, or I didn't even die, the game crashed, the game died itself. Crit chance. Or double healing. Let's try double healing. Stop giving me like modules, because I really like this corrosive module. So I might as well talk about what's been going on lately. Today, all I've done is recorded Civ 4. I hope you'll take a look at that and watch it and let me know how I'm doing. Tell me that I'm terrible at it, because I'm probably terrible at it. I accept this because I've never played it before. Like that's the first time playing Civ 4. I've played Civ 5, and before that I played Free Civ. And Free Civ was originally what I was going to record, but it doesn't record very well and kind of has really weird UI things that I didn't really like, so I just picked up Civ 4 instead because it seems to be an improvement in general. Like there's a reason that it's not exactly a sequel, it's just a more advanced version of the game. Whereas Civ 5 is just completely different direction. Still, Civ 5's still pretty good though. It's just different than how I'm used to playing. I like the square grids a lot more. X grids are nice, but I like square grids in square grids for Civ. Alright, let's give this a go. So every time we enter in a new room, we'll take a damage. Alright, mysterious circuit. Damage yourself. Okay, it didn't really damage us. And why is that in yellow like it's a good thing? Alright, let's go up here. So yeah, you see we lost 1 health. We'll continue to lose a health every time we enter into a new room. But at the end of the floor we'll get plus 2 HP. It's interesting the way they do like trade-offs. Everything, like a lot of things in this game have trade-offs. Either you have to like trade HP for not even damage, like trade it for missiles, or trade, like mostly it's trade missile space for HP. Yeah, I guess I just sort of gave up after that one. I did so well the first time, I was going to comment on how well I did, and then I did pretty bad, so it's a good thing I didn't comment on that, didn't I? I don't know how long I'll be playing Starward Rogue. Oh, excuse me. I can see myself playing it for a while. It's like I've been enjoying it before I started recording. But when I mean playing it, I mean playing it for recording. Because I am enjoying it. I don't know how much, I'll need to record. Maybe I'll just keep playing it for eternity. Eventually, I'll become known as that guy who plays this game. I kind of doubt it though, but we'll see. That's kind of what I was doing with Magicite for a while too. It's just like I played that every day. And that's a good game. It always felt unfinished though, is the problem. And the dev basically said, yeah, I used that as like a learning, and then he took what he learned and applied it, or is currently applying it to, I think it's called Roguelands he's making. I'll buy all the cheap items, right? We need to buy the cheap items. Ow. He's applying what he learned to Roguelands, which plays similarly, but has a lot more in-depth things going for it. And that's really good too. I kickstarted that, so I haven't played it lately, but it is really good. Level up. Do I want to boost? Yeah, let's boost max energy. That like doubles my shots for the Guardian Blaster that I don't use. And that one apparently it just went right into the wall. Only thing I can imagine is the Guardian Blaster is really good for like clearing out shots and for like long distance, since we've got a fairly short range gun here. Well, let's go to that cheap shop. Hopefully we get... Oh, bugger. Hopefully we'll get be able to get all those things. Not that 10 credits and 2 missiles is really special. 10 key cards is pretty good though. Yay, we did it. So let's get to the next floor. Get into the boss room. Yeah, this way. Just walk on the spikes. Good job. Alright, here we go. Mirror mark. Adjust myself here. Or just my seating, that is. Corrosive damage is like pretty alright. Yeah, how about that? Stop that. Do I want the extra life? Is it worth it? I don't think it is. Alright, so let's take our items in these chests and get going. So recently, I guess I can talk about this. There's been so Dark Souls 3 came out, and then there's also been an announcement and a Kickstarter started for a Dark Souls board game. Now, being into board games and being into the feel of Dark Souls, not necessarily how it plays, more like how the world feels, the way, just like the sort of fantasy and everything that they've set up. I'm interested. Now, yesterday I pledged. It's like 80 pounds, which is something like $100. I don't know. It's a little over $100. It's in the Kickstarter itself is in pounds, just because it can be. But because I guess they're in England, so of course it's going to be set in their currency. The minis look great, and if you kickstart them, you'll get a lot of them. And there's been like, there's no way you're not going to get that you're not going to get a lot of minis, because when I checked it yesterday, it had been up for about a day or so, and it was already like 1,000%. And a little bit later, it was they'd reached 1 million pounds funded. So I pledged to get a game, and then I was like, I don't know how good the mechanics are going to be. Being like primarily a board gamer, I don't know how the mechanics are going to be, and so I changed my pledge down to $1 so I could just follow the updates for the Kickstarter. And I figure, well, if I can just follow it, get the updates emailed to me. I don't know why I walked on that. Stop that. But I was like, I have games that are similar enough and that actually have really good mechanics confirmed. But then, now I've gotten some updates and they're like, all right, we've listed out what our stretch goals are, and we've met all of them. So let us just show you what they all are. And it's a ton of stuff, like a ton of miniatures, like different characters and armor sets, and just monsters and encounters, and it's almost like it's almost worth getting for me for the miniatures alone, and then not worrying if the game is actually good, just getting it for the miniatures. Which, to be honest, I've done that already with a game. I thought that was a pickup for some reason. I've done that already with a game. I picked up, I kickstarted the what's it called? The Mega Man board game. And it came with a lot of miniatures, all like pre-painted, and they all look really good, and they look like right out of the Mega Man games. The game itself is like shit though. It is really bad. Like it's just dull and like almost uninspired. It seems. The miniatures are great though. And it's like, well, I can display the miniatures at least. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this Dark Souls game. It'll be a lot of cool looking miniatures, and I love the design of like Dark Souls, the design of bosses and armor sets, the way everything looks together. Very much some fashion Souls. But so that's what I'm at. It's like, do I want this game, even if it turns out to not be a great game, do I want it just for the miniatures? And I'm kind of leaning to yeah. Now I am now. With how many stretch goals have been unlocked and all the stuff that you can get, there's a few add-ons you can pick up as well. Like, it seems like the game only comes with 2 final bosses. There's the Ornstein and Smo fight, and then and then the a thing from Dark Souls 3 that I won't spoil. Just because, I don't know. I won't spoil it just because the game, it's just because Dark Souls 3 is so new. I won't spoil what it is, but the boss in that one is a boss in Dark Souls 3. And it's probably been spoiled a lot. Like, I think it's one that you see in a lot of the like the teaser trailers and such. So if you can probably figure out what it is from that. And so I think, I'll probably change it back. I don't know when I'm going to change it back. Change my pledge back to the full pledge. Double experiences, that sounds good. But I'll keep you informed. And if you want to, look it up, you can find it on... You can for sure just go to Kickstarter. I bet it'll be on their front page because it has been crazy funded. Like, there's no chance it won't get funded. But if you don't do it on the Kickstarter, you won't get a lot of the add-ons and the cool stuff that's coming specifically for... Oh, I got no keys. Specifically for backers. Cluster launcher, smart gun. Yeah, there we go. We'll come back later after we get a key. So it's all about, like, do you want these miniatures? And I do kind of want the miniatures. It's even if the game isn't good, I kind of just want the miniatures. But after reading that, I've also been following it on Board Game Geek. And whereas on like Kickstarter, a lot of the people who are looking at it just on there are fans of Dark Souls. A lot of the people looking at it on Board Game Geek are fans of board games and who are like, there's a few naysayers. There's also a few people who just like refuse to, who just pop into every thread and talk about how it sucks. That's one thing that is kind of annoying about Board Game Geek, is that there are those people who will, oh, there's a new game, it's gonna suck no matter what, and I will be sure to hop into every thread on the forum and tell you, yeah, this game's gonna suck. I don't care what you think. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna die here. Bye. That was the only way I was gonna survive. Buy 4 items, okay. So that was gonna be the only way I survived, was by skipping to the next floor. Crit chance is fun on this one. It says 5% crit chance. I seem to get it a lot more than that, though. I just nearly walked into the mine. Where'd that guy go? How obnoxious. Ah, there he is. You die. Thank you. What's this? Function unknown. Here we go. Gives 20 credits. Sounds good to me. Oh, weird. I thought that was glowing for a bit. Alright. Here's a key. Woo. Pick up all the credits. Yeah, you crit that machinery. Alright. Okay, lots of... Whoop. That's close. Alright, you go down. Thank you. Check for goodies. There's some. So yeah, last night I was talking myself out of the Dark Souls board game, and now I'm talking myself back into it just by talking. Because at the very least, all the add-ons and the miniatures that it offers will seem to be worth it. Let's go with this. Alright, so 3 more items that I need to buy. I can probably visit the cheap shop just to do that if I really need to. Okay. But you know, on a different board game, one that's that we've gotten more information for that I'm super excited for is BIOS Genesis. It's a new game by Phil Eklund, who you probably don't know who he is at all, but he's a board game designer, and he does a lot of edutainment, super sciencey and historical games. I've mostly just played his sciencey ones, but it's I think he just does the sciencey ones, and it's another guy at the same company who does the historical games. But in the past he's done games about there's a lot of games about evolution. There was one called his American Megafauna, and then the new edition was called BIOS Megafauna. That was about dinosaurs versus mammals and evolving to become the dominant species on the American continent. And they're every single every game he puts out is packed full of actual science, both in the game mechanics and also in the rule book. It'll just have a lot of references oh, here, see this scientific paper, here's an excerpt from it. He also did High Frontier, one of my favorite games ever, which is it's a very sophisticated simulation of rockets and exploring the solar system. Alright, so let me find... Alright, there's this. There'll be something here. Okay, that just teleported me over there. Alright. Yep. Uh-huh. There it is. So yeah, High Frontier is really good. There's going to be a 3rd edition that's coming out. That was also done through Kickstarter. People are kind of been wary about the publishers of that one because it's a different publishing company. I think it'll turn out alright. They've just been quiet. This is their first Kickstarter. They really need to... If you're doing a Kickstarter, after the Kickstarter, you need to update whenever anything's happening. Even when nothing's happening, just letting people know what's going on is good. Otherwise, people get really worried. Even if you just say hey, we're just waiting for sculpts. We're waiting on, if you're a minis game, we're waiting on sculpts, or we're waiting for finalized waiting for finalized art to come in. Like, just something. Let the people who backed your game know that you're there and listening. I'm not gonna take that yet because I'm not at max health, and I will just run over a piece of thing. Okay. Oh man, this is the consumable shop. Wow, what a waste. I hate going to the consumable shop just because it always is. Oh, the thing is gone now. Alright. Go max health. Because there's always just consumables lying around all the time. No, that's a defensive shop. That's a shield. It's just only full of consumable items. Alright, whatever. So yeah, the new game coming out from Phil Eklund is called BIOS Genesis, and it is the evolution in the primordial soup. So it's a game about becoming the best protein, I guess. There's not much. All I've seen, they have I saw he's uploaded a box cover. There's not a lot of info yet on it. Okay, get me out of here. Oh my gosh, there's too many of these. Die. Thank you, please. You die too, please, thank you. Too many gosh darn sparkly lights. Woo! Yeah, I don't know why I walked into the spinning saw blade of death there. Ooh, that was close. That was also close. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, I scratched my nose right when I walked into a new room. That's not smart. Yay, more consumables. That was one of the things that was even in the shop. Let's just go in here. Gain health after killing enemies, spawns a ram when you're hit. Gain energy after killing enemies. Let's do gain health after killing enemies. Won't help us much on bosses, but it will help us in here. Alright, there's a boss in there. I'm not ready yet, so I'm gonna come back later. I have a long way to go though. Here we go. I'm pretty much excited for any Phil Eklund game. He's definitely one of my favorite designers because he's made these. He's made edutainment like entertaining again, and you don't even think of it as edutainment. You just think of it as just like really science, just really heavily science focused, and like just playing the game makes me want to learn more about the subjects. Like I see a card in one of the games, and I'm like, oh man, what is this? I want to learn more about this, and I can learn like he gives a like overview of it in the rule book, like at the back in references, and then he links, says here's where you can read more on this subject. He cites all his references and everything. It's just really good. You don't see games like that. He's the only one that does that sort of thing. Look up anything by Sierra Madre Games, and you'll see what I mean. That's how their games just are. Oh geez, how am I taking so much damage? I took like 3 damage in one hit. Pop. Phew. Okay, anything over here? We have Scrap Shield again. See, I could have not had to buy that either. Just never buy consumables, they're terrible. Huh. Pop. That's cool. Alright, we'll do that. I could use this. And what's in here? Increases Mac energy by 40. Items will disappear if you pick this up. Well, there's no other items in this room, so okay. I'll pick it up anyway. So, there. Okay. Pop. Avoid the mines. That was bad. Alright, mini-boss. There's 3 Archoruses things. Remember, there's 3 this time. I gotta get them, like, right up close. I might just die here. Yep, I died. Well, that was fun. Ugh. Oh boy. Accuracy 28%. Yeah, that's about what I figured. Alright, well, sorry that started so weird. I got rid of the original recording because I was like, well, it crashed. I didn't think it would start up again on the same place. But I promise you didn't much at the beginning, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.